Right at it. Right at it. Oh, he's done it again. Just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Hello and welcome to episode number 125 of the Go Get That podcast. It's amazing that we are in the triple digits and a quarter of a way to 200 from 100. But regardless, we are here recapping Colonial, and I think honestly, sort of the 4-week stretch that was two majors, obviously Ranch, the PGA, and Wells Fargo mixed in there as well. And one missed cut, one top 30, two top 40s total, and the T43 on top of that. So
top 45s, actually. It was a T43 at the PGA.
Yes, 3 top 45s for Jay Spieth in the last 4 weeks. That's what you love to see. I am a little bit more optimistic than these fellas are, I think, and I'll get into that in a second. But first, gentlemen,
75% miscut or 75% cut rate.
Yes, made the cut in 3 out of 4. That's trending.
That is trending.
But how are we feeling in general on this Wednesday evening?
Well, for our YouTube watchers, as you could see, I have a nice beer in front of me, which is much needed.
Many are saying that's needed during most rounds.
It's much needed during most rounds. Much needed as we do this podcast. Let's see. Jordan Spieth is 42nd in the data golf rankings. He is 25th in the official world golf rankings, but I think the number 42 most closely represents where we are right now. Let's see here. We have one top 10 since the middle of February. It's not going well. Did not go very well at Colonial either. He did play one very good round that should have been lower, but it was still, he shot a 67 on Friday, which was good. Couple average rounds in there Thursday and Sunday, and then Saturday wasn't good. Adds up to another pretty piss poor week. He's been consistent with the piss poor weeks. You got to respect the consistency. Pretty crappy 4-week stretch. Yeah, it's just the same old. Nothing really a whole lot to talk about. Nothing new. No new optimism, which it is what it is.
I've got plenty of optimism, and I'll get into that. But the season's kind of winding down, and that sucks. This is like that was like the middle stretch, so to speak. I think we've only got 3 stretches left: Memorial through Travelers, and then the 2 Opens, and then however many events of the playoffs that he gets into, which at this point may only be 1. So gotta get that rear in gear, and we shall see if that happens at Memorial.
I wouldn't expect a rear in gear.
I'll tell you why you might be able to, but I want to hear Bob's thoughts on the past 4 weeks, if he has anything to add.
Well, I'm going to start with this. I hate to say that I wasn't excited when Spieth was 6 under through 7, but like
5 under through 6.
5 under through 6. It was pretty much the only way he could have been 5 under through 6. I mean, he was kind of careering his iron shots to 25 feet, and he was making putts. He had one stuff to like a foot.
I thought realistically he probably should have been 3 under through 6.
Yeah, but you also look at it as from this perspective, given where Colonial's playing, obviously Davis Riley is not a fair representation of how the course played. But if you had told me at the Waste Management that Jordan Spieth would be 5 under through 6 in a round of Colonial, I would have taken nothing short of a win, because then you're really thinking he really only has to get 5 shots the other 64 holes. So what did he finish at? 1 under?
1 over.
Tournament?
1 over.
Nope. 1 over.
He played a 9-hole stretch from Thursday night into Friday morning, in 6
and 8 under. 7?
6 under, I believe.
Really?
Because
Well, he was finished. No, he didn't finish birdie. Yeah, he finished just
he finished. Yes, he was feeble and missed a few putts.
Yep.
To finish up Thursday.
Oh my God, he so could have finished that round like 2 or 3 under in his last few holes.
Yeah,
consistently feeble.
It's not good. I don't really know how else to put it. I see a lot of comment. I appreciate my followers. I have a few followers who will just like DM me like Jordan, when we're talking about what we're wagering on and we just go for like 20 messages without any response from anyone. I have about 2 or 3 followers who do that to me, and I fully appreciate it. Like, I fully appreciate it. Like, I can't respond to the 20 messages, but after every shot, I get a message. It's like 3 people who do it. And I appreciate it because essentially that's how I'm feeling as well. And clearly they need someone to vent to. And I'm happy to be that person. If anyone needs to just DM me on Twitter every 25 seconds about your thoughts on the next piss poor Jordan Spieth shot, that's fine. That's fine with me. But, these 3 people are people that I remember being pretty optimistic back when I started my account. Well, 2 of the 3. One of the 3 I don't really remember being around then, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it seems like this is a lot more of an eye-opening time than that was. Because injury, no injury, bad swing, not bad swing. Jordan Spieth is getting the least out of every single round he can possibly get right now, and it is horrible.
Yes, that's
horrible.
Well said.
I don't care. Like with a wrist injury and a bad swing, like there are still some mistakes he's making that never should be made. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. It's gotten to the point where for the first time in my life, I'm watching Jordan Spieth rounds with looking 3-4 weeks in the future, not seeing any path to a win. Like in 2020, you'd have weeks where he'd just either make every putt or he'd stray away from that OB ball that was part of every round. Be like, oh, you never know. Because back then you had that. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but you had those rounds where just it would be ruined by a 7. And it sucked. Yeah. But you always had that. If he doesn't make the 7, look where he is, right? Like, you don't have that. Every hole is pathetic right now. Even the holes where he birdies, he finds a way to make you upset with how he made the birdie. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm there's no doubt in my mind that he is also frustrated. Like, I'm not going out here like I'm not gonna but I don't think we're in for any major changes that are needed anytime soon.
Major changes or majors, that's for sure.
And that stinks. Well, majors are maybe a thing of the past. So
I don't know. True.
Well, let's hold it there. Mr. Positive can speak in a second, Mr. Dan, but I'll go and say it. We have probably 5 events before the playoffs if we obviously qualify. Maybe 6 if he plays the Wyndham, which might be at the Wyndham based on how things are going.
Well, he'd fit the criteria.
He does fit the criteria.
That's the wild card round right there.
Yeah, he does wild card round. It's a lost season. It's he ain't coming back.
God. No,
it's done, Dan. It's done.
No, you can't say that.
It's done.
You can't say that. No,
I'd be shocked if he competed on a Sunday. I'd be shocked. It's
not over.
My mic's
Never
fallen.
give up.
We are 14
Never
starts.
give up.
No, I've given up. It is what it is. We'll be podcasting here after every T40 or whatever it is. It's over. He will not contend this year. I don't think on a Sunday at all.
Disagree.
You're welcome to disagree.
Dan.
Yeah.
I have to disagree.
Dan, it hurts me to hear what you're saying.
Look,
let me just say this. I can confidently say, and I know for a fact Jordan agrees, and I'd be shocked if Dan doesn't. I've been watching Jordan Spieth golf. I mean, I've been a fan of Spieth since the 2014 Masters. That's when I was sort of grabbed to him. That was one of the first Masters I watched. And I was kind of just like rooting for Bubba because I know who Bubba was. But he was young, like he was appealing. But I really, really, really started like watching Jordan Spieth in depth, like the way I do now in like 2018.
Same.
So like, and that doesn't mean I wasn't a huge fan before that, but like I just like,
Yeah,
it was so commonplace for him to win that it was almost like I felt like the Charles Schwab challenges of the world were irrelevant and like I didn't need to watch them. Obviously, I was a young kid. My reality was screwed up. I was spoiled, but this is the least fun I've ever had watching Jordan Spieth play golf.
agreed.
Up to and including the 88 wing foot. And that hurts. You know, that hurts because Jordan Spieth is someone who keeps you on the roller coaster even when he's playing poorly. And that's just it's not a fun roller coaster right now. It's a lot of really, really boring humps and then it's right down and it's not fun.
Yeah. No, it's Wingfoot's funny you bring that up. I've kind of been on the record saying that was rock bottom. I expected him to play poorly there. I've kind of expected this year that he'd find a week where it would turn around, and every week is just dreary. It's not coming. It's Daniel, it's not coming.
It's coming.
The only way it comes
we
is
are
if
going
he...
to get sued for false hope.
It's
only saying these
Let
things.
me be clear. The only way it comes is if he has a week where he just makes everything. And he's like number one in the field in putting and he farts out some competitive appearance. But it ain't coming.
I disagree.
All right. I'm ready to hear what Dan has to say. Because I love some positivity here. But it's just
let me hit you with some positivity.
All righty, go ahead.
So let's look at these last 3 weeks. He wasn't ready for the major that is Craig Ranch. That's right. We'll put that out there where he got ranched.
That's a free pass.
Happens to everybody. Happened to Taylor Montgomery. It can happen to Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, so that's the classic golfer we want to be.
No, that's a horrible mindset. That's a horrible mindset. Terrible.
Wells Fargo was 5 under. He was 5 under T7 late Friday. But he was. He didn't finish there. Obviously, he didn't finish.
He was the best golfer in the world.
But he was T7 late on a Friday.
No.
And then it just gets a bad break where the wind doesn't blow.
What hole was this?
And this was 17. And then Saturday tries to make it up. Before I continue my positive spiel here, 2 things are not good. Well, more than 2 things, but 2 things in particular. 1, the putter has died.
The putter is in full recession again.
It was pathetic at Colonial, and I know there were some 30-footers that went in. Very nice to see, but he was awful inside it from 5 to 15 feet. Actually, so I had this thought the other as I was crying myself to sleep last night thinking about how pathetic his game is. Missing putts inside of 5 feet will miss cuts. So he didn't do that at Colonial. Missing putts from 5 to 15 feet will, get you on the fringe top 40 watch. And he did a lot of that. So he's playing golf like just not very well at the moment. And missing putts from 5 to 15 feet is a big part of that. And frankly, the putter just has not been good. He's lost strokes in 4 of the last 6. I will say the short game. Before I get into the positive things, one more negative thing: his patience is still atrocious. The mental game is still atrocious, and there needs to be because I think he's closer than the results are showing. The game is better than the results. He needs to show more patience before it comes about. And I know you guys are laughing at this, or
Dan,
this is ridiculous. But he needs, I'm telling you, if he just has a little bit of patience over this break, and shows up to Memorial and plays with patience, good results will come. I promise.
At what point is the scores being better than is the game being better than the scores are showing part of the problem?
Well, yeah, that is a good chunk of the problem, but it's patience. I think it's patience.
I have a question.
I will say it's not that yes.
How do we fix the 5 bogeys from the fairway every tournament? How do we fix that?
Well, okay, so patience.
Patience.
No. So okay, so let me I'll get to that in a second. But Wells Fargo, we're gonna go back, right? 5 under T7 on a Friday. Bad swing, kind of boned on 18. Saturday, not very good because he lacked patience.
He did say he lacked patience, I believe.
Sunday, played a great round, had it going, 2-3 under on to 16. And then the most impatient iron swing you've ever seen in your life. Can't decide on the wind. He says he's going to hit it 30 yards right of the flag, snap hooks it into the drink. Hits the bag, the beautiful pink Mother's Day bag with his whatever iron that was.
What was a bag?
Alpha stands still, unsurprised by the outcome. And I think we all were. You save those 2 shots and it's a top 20, right?
It's
just
make
20. One less impatient swing and it's a top 20. Head over to the PGA Championship. Through 3 rounds, I remember we were 7 back, and there were people in that little chat we had appreciating the fight that Mr. Spieth showed.
There was fight.
Obviously the front 9, he did not play well all week, and we kind of saw that on Sunday because he needed to make a charge. But we were thinking on Sunday, hey, shoot a 61.
Yes.
And you never know, right?
Agreed.
So that was 3/4 of the tournament. We were saying, hey, okay. And we'll go back to the mistakes on there were 2 mistakes Thursday, 2 mistakes Friday that cost 4 shots, all due to impatience because he's trying to make a better score than he needs to, right?
Yes, well said.
So, you could have easily saved 5 or 6 shots there, and that's what, a T8, T12. We head to Colonial. Thursday, pretty pathetic. Missed a lot of putts. In general, the whole week missed a lot of putts, but hit some good iron shots down the stretch on Thursday. You think +1. Opens up Friday, 5 under through 6. Man, this is great. Life's going good. Obviously, the iron game is not close to good enough. And then
it sucks. It sucks.
Saturday, not very good. Sunday, and this is where we fix the 5 bogeys. Because I was thinking about fairways, where we fix the 5 bogeys from the fairway. If you watched on Sunday, the irons, 1, they had a good day, strokes gained approach. 2,
one good day.
He was hitting this draw that was just delightful. And I know it was a lot of crosswind, right? So he's holding this draw up into the wind. And it was just beautiful. The tracers were beautiful. The lines were beautiful. The tempo was beautiful. The swing looked beautiful. And the result was beautiful until he missed every freaking putt that he looked at that day.
It was score.
Well, there were still 1 bad swing on 6, misjudged July. The T-ball on 11 was pathetic. It's straight downwind. And this is the patience that I'm talking about. And he's standing over the ball trying to hit it 400 yards when all you need to do is hit your the shot you've been hitting all week because you've been driving it great. He's I tweeted this. In the last year, he's gained over a stroke off the tee per round in 6 events, and he's only lost in 5 events. So he's been an elite driver more often than he's been a slightly below average driver, and he has a total of 4 top 10s, which again, result based. But point is, driving it great. Don't need to force it. He tries to force it, gets behind a tree, boned, whatever, makes a 6. It's a pretty feeble putt, actually. If you go back and watch it, he got gusted, but it didn't even get to the hole from 8 feet. It's just hilarious.
Were tuned in Sunday. Wow.
I was. 13 though, comes back, wind in off the left, hits this beautiful draw right over the flagstick to 13 feet, jams the putt 3 feet by, whatever. 16, another dart. 15, another dart. 17 is impatience because he missed all those putts before. And because that block to the right, I believe this time was because he was playing a draw and fatted it, which I can't deny is just not very good.
It happens. It happens.
It happens. And then he chunked the wedge as well. My point is, but then he finished 18 throwing it went over 30 feet long, but over the flag stick, whatever.
He made par, right?
Yes, he did. My point is,
it turns into a good what? T39. It's progress.
T37. My point is, if you've been listening,
FedEx Cup points in the paycheck, baby.
Yes. If you've somehow listened to this entire thing,
I haven't, to be honest. I've kind of tuned most of it out.
Okay. Well, so then the key points are: impatience has cost him probably 3 shots to tournament, and that results
around
at least 3 shots to tournament.
At least.
And I think that's, that results in placement, right? And so I think the results, if he just has an ounce, he needs a lot more patience, but if he properly takes some time off, not entirely 1 week off, but if he mentally resets a little bit and begins to trust some of the things that I saw Sunday at Colonial with the draw, with the iron play, I think we could start to find some rhythm. The short game's been positive the last few weeks, and it's just about, and we saw some long bombs going at Colonial too. So
I don't think
inside of 15 feet, and we're right there.
I don't think we can give a lot of credit to the short game. To be very fair,
it was better, but it is plus.
It was better, but his bad shots were just terrible. Okay, I'm gonna go here, right? Because if you've noticed, in recent weeks, I've kind of had my own little mini segment where I've given you my whole of the week, where I've just basically told you the whole that summarizes the week. I've done this like 4 podcasts where we've recapped, I've noticed. And here's my whole of the week. I forget. Well, actually, I kind of forget.
One every day.
It was like 8, maybe. I don't know. It was in one of the earlier rounds. It was when he hit a shot in the fairway. I think it was with an iron. And then he just took so much earth. 35 yards short of the green from the fairway. Do you know what hole I'm talking about, Jordan?
Oh man, I remember this because we were talking about it in the chat.
35 yards short. And then 15 feet.
It was 15 on
15.
Friday.
Yep, 15 on Friday.
No. Sorry.
Thursday. Yeah, it was like his
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
It was like his 8th hole of the day or something. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was late on Thursday because he of middling and the round was starting to slip away a little bit and just chunked it. And then
it was like 170 yards. It was like 170 yards. He had probably, it was into the wind. He probably had a 7-iron, 8-iron.
I think it was
into the wind.
Probably 6. It was humming on Thursday.
Yeah, it was. But
he still fatted it a good.
Regardless of what Schlaber said about him getting gusted 30 yards, that didn't happen.
No, he fatted it.
He took a major chunk out of the restoration that Colonial put so much money into. He probably cost them $300 with that one swing, and 35 yards short and right. Okay, now that shot in itself can never happen, right? Because that's a tough hole, and that's a hole where if you have 170 yards in the fairway, you're gaining strokes.
Yeah,
and you need to make a par, and you're going to gain a good 0.3.
Yeah,
you're going to gain a good 0.3 shots on that hole if you make a par. And he's 35 yards short of the pin. And listen, I say what you want about that shot in itself, but to follow that up with just one of the most feeble pitches you'll ever see to 60 feet past the pin, and then just not even a graze at the hole. I mean,
it was 16 feet long and left.
Tap and five.
That's an easy 5.
I mean, with everything bad going in Jordan's game right now, everything bad. His swing's bad. He can't make a putt. He is simply this close from contention by just eliminating the bogeys from the fairway. If he eliminated his bogeys from the fairway, he's in contention 1 out of every 4 weeks, even with this swing and putter.
Yep, agreed.
That's what I'm saying. Made no bogeys from the fairway on Sunday.
Congrats.
Like, I don't know. It's
Want
just
a
it's the
cookie?
way it's happening. I mean, he's hitting shots that I legitimately think if I played a tournament with him, there could be 4 or 5 approach shots that I would put inside of him.
Maybe. I will say some of his approach is either boom or bust. There have been some darts, even despite the poor overall.
Don't matter. Need more.
But I'm telling you, the draw is here.
You won't find me giving him any credit for the darts. I won't be giving him any credit for the darts. The darts could get bent because they were probably miss hits that on their way to the pin.
Maybe.
Data Golf has a poor shot avoidance stat.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's probably pretty bad at that.
From 100 to 150 yards, he's in the 21st percentile.
Nice.
That's not good. 150 to 200 is about average, but it's not good with the wedges.
Right. And that'll change. Big trust.
I don't think it's going to change.
All right. Looking ahead.
One more thought. One more reason.
If this is positive, I might.
I
respect positivity.
I can't. I feel like there's some he's just pulling out. I feel like there's
okay.
some.
No. So here's actually a couple thoughts. The fade with the irons is broken. Get rid of it. He did that on Sunday, and that was great. 2, there is a consistent miss with the wedges. It's long and left.
But it was short and right too.
Well, but that's when he tries to undo the long and left. That's my theory.
Okay.
And that's a very positive look.
I actually agree with Dan here.
So it's Mr. Pull that's
that
the
could
issue
be
right
when he tries
and pull left. When he's committed, it's long and left, and that in theory should be fixable.
Yeah, when he misses short and right, it's because he takes long and left out of play by trying to swing a draw in from that just doesn't that you just can't draw it that much with a wedge. So he takes long and left out of play by trying to swing a draw, and he just leaves it out there.
So where's C. McCormick?
I do agree with Dan there. I do agree.
When he makes a committed wedge swing that's long and left, or when he makes a committed wedge swing, it's either pretty darn good or long and left. The feeble rights are because he's anti long and left, and it's in his head. And again, that's the patience, right? And so that's why this is a big week in the season to find some trust, because at
Trinity Forest,
if you stack it up
6,500 yards,
I do think he's a bit closer than it looks like. And I really believe, I don't think, winning is interesting, right? That's a whole nother level. I don't think he's putting it well enough to win, and I don't think he's chipping it well enough to win. That being said,
no, he's not. No.
Or ironing it well enough to win, to be fair.
Sure.
But
I agree. I think it's fair.
I think that decent results and backdooring a President's Cup pick is in play, very much in play.
It's woke. It's woke to try and rely on a captain's pick like we've been doing.
I'm not a fan of captain's picks, frankly.
No, he doesn't belong on the team. It's as simple as that. Not even trying to joke here. He doesn't belong.
These results will change your mind, sir.
Well, I don't think so. I
don't 10 in 4 months.
Here's my theory. I don't see Adam Svensson. I don't see Adam Svensson shaking on the first tee next to Jordan Spieth. I just don't.
Well, that's fine, because why would he be shaking at the, an early Saturday tee time at the Travelers? Adam Svensson won't be in the President's Cup, I don't think.
I mean, he could.
He could be, but I don't think he would be.
It's not a very deep list of players.
That's a fair point.
Immelman.
Yeah. Well, Cam Smith can't play, right? So that kind of tough.
I guess the good news for Jason, there's not a whole lot of wedges the next couple tournaments we'll play in.
Well, Cromwell.
Well, I'm just looking at.
But the next two, right?
Let's start with the two tough golf courses.
Let me just say, I'm not looking forward to watching Jay Spieth try and get his way around Pinehurst and Cromwell back-to-back weeks.
Oh,
that could be a painful experience.
I'm excited
for two different reasons.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for Memorial.
Yeah.
He sucks at Cromwell. Sucks.
Yeah, he's not very good at Cromwell. He was just good in 2017.
Yeah, that's all it was.
But he should have lost because he hit a tree on the playoff or
He
whatever.
backdoored his way into the playoff.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe Cromwell does not fit his game.
He's good at Memorial.
Pinehurst might go.
No.
Yes.
Well,
if you drive it like a stallion, and
let me just say,
everybody's going to be missing greens.
Pinehurst could be really bad.
Well, yeah, it could go one of two ways.
It could.
Wonder which way it'll go.
It could be really bad.
It could be a T16 or it could be an MC.
T16, the ceiling?
No, but
yes.
I think that's kind of the range. No, he could T3 at Pinehurst. He could win.
Yeah.
What are his current odds at Pinehurst? 80 to 1? 100 to 1?
Oh, he could. I'll say it again with a straight face.
Which will be nearly impossible.
He could win at Pinehurst.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Looking ahead quickly, I will say I like the way that the 3 weeks are lined up for him. Okay? Because I think the Memorial is the spot where he could gain some trust, right? You have to drive the ball well there.
Oh, he will.
And he puts the ball well there. So who knows? You put 2 and 2 together, you hit some good drives, you put your ball sack down your competitors' throats off the tee. Then all of a sudden, maybe the lack of testosterone rises. Pour in a few putts. Maybe just find some swagger with the irons because of those 2 things. You never know.
Leave out the long lefts.
I'm very happy it's not TPC River Highlands first.
That's a good point.
Discourage him completely.
Yeah.
Also, oh my lord.
That could be a short week at Cromwell.
Oh, I plan on it.
Well, it's a signature event.
Not after 2 weeks.
There's no cut at Cromwell.
There is no cut at Cromwell. Congrats to Jay Spieth. And
congrats to Bob.
There's a limited
Schlehuber.
There's a limited cut.
Is that congrats or is that unfortunate that it will be a 4:30 wake up on Saturday and Sunday?
4:30 wake up.
Come on. He'll be final pairing one of those days.
All right.
Off 10T.
Yeah, off 10T. I think that might be too friendly because if you're first off 10T, you're like not in the mix, but like in the middle.
Yeah, final pairing off 10T.
Yeah, that sounds more like
that sounds rough.
He'll be finishing up at 9.
He's first off.
Playing with Kisner.
No, he might be first off by himself if it's an odd number.
True.
That'd be interesting to see him play by himself. Just Greller.
Do you think they'd be featured? Probably.
They should be. It'd be fun.
Just a camera, no commentary, just mic and camera.
Oh my God. I don't have the time to talk about it today, but man, the commentary has gotten brutal.
Oh.
Dan knows. I mean, Dan's.
I was watching on Saturday.
I miss McGinnis.
And Sunday. Where is McGinnis?
I miss McGinnis a lot.
I will say though,
is chills.
Carney's not bad. I don't
mind
Carney.
It's not
I
good.
like Carnival. I don't mind.
Yeah, he provides some good points.
The Cajun Kiwi is always
Mr. Perks.
Pretty solid. Mr. Perks, 2002 Cajun. Oh, he also brought up a great point.
I like Mr. Burr on a morning tea time. It really it does the same thing as black coffee, to be honest. It really gets you going.
Mr. Burr, I forgot about our Burr.
No, Mr. Burr, I appreciate. Mr. Burr because that's as much as
Burr go. That's as much full of energy.
Mr. Burr treats Spieth's putt on 3 on Thursday morning like it's to win the event.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
Yes, no, it's great. If you want to listen to Mr. Burr, just go back to some Wells Fargo highlights. Those were fantastic.
He kind of he was in the prime there for sure.
Anyway,
well said.
Mr. Perks has pointed out that Mr. Spieth's head moves quite a bit when he putts, especially inside of 15 feet. Now, he's been saying this for a while.
Yeah.
But frankly, especially on Sunday, but also this week at Colonial, It was pretty damn obvious. Like he's looking up at where the ball is going before
It's been like this
before
for months.
months, many moons, some would say. And that's got to change. Like, what are you doing? And to me, that's patience. Patience.
You think it's a patience thing?
Yeah, for sure. He doesn't trust. I think what really sucks, unfortunately, this is the opposite of positive.
Well, there's many things that really suck, but go ahead.
I think it's because deep down, well, regarding the patience, I think he lacks patience because deep down he doesn't 100% trust what he's doing or what he's
I know. We've said that, Dan, and you disagreed with us.
No, I
on
do
that?
disagree with that. I think, well,
This
I
is why the
wouldn't
new coach.
with that in the past. No, it's not. I don't think it's McCormick. I think it's just Spieth is just a
What he's
mental-
doing, well, yes, but what he's doing is what Cam is telling him to do.
Well,
Yes.
I think Cam is saying this, and then they kind of work together on something.
Well, clearly,
I
whatever
bet if
they're
you-
working on is not working.
I bet if you took out Spieth's brain and just gave McCormick like a video game controller, Spieth would be fixed in
Speaking
no
of
time.
fixed.
Like it's up here. And they have mentioned, I think Diaz mentioned it, that he's seeing a sports psychologist now.
No comment.
Who?
No comment.
No comment.
No comment. No comment.
All right, gents. Oh
Well,
my
we
God.
did it. We so without Spieth, we are recording this on a Wednesday night. We do have our RBC, or at least I don't know if Bob does, but I know
Yes.
Dan
I
and
do.
have
I
our-
do. I do. I do. I just put them together.
We have our picks for the RBC Canadian
Yes.
Open this
Yes.
week.
If you don't like Sarah Diaz and James Hahn, you don't like PGA Tour golf.
There.
Oh boy.
I'll go first.
Hold on. Remember when James Hahn was thrusting towards
The
Spieth
Phoenix?
at the Phoenix Open after the 61? That was
Yeah, and then as soon as Spieth faltered, he left the contention.
well, and now they're both in similar career spots. So nice to see.
Ouch. That's a low blow.
Haven't heard a lot of Chopra recently. Anyway,
Is that
let's
a
go
bad
to
thing?
the Canadian Open. No, is he in the field this week? Doubtful. Very.
I don't think so. I mean, it is Rory's playing. It's a Rory Open.
It is.
Yeah.
Fleetwood's there. It's not a terrible field.
All
A lot
right.
of Canadians.
Yeah. Speaking of Canadians, I have two in my go get that picks this week. I have Corey Connors. Dan has him. Yeah, Dan has him. Corey Connors. Nick Taylor hasn't played great as of late. Won last year. Doubt he goes back to back, but he should play well. And I'm going back to him. Didn't play great last week. Aaron Rye. He just fits what I'm looking for. And he actually hit the ball really well last week. He just didn't putt. So hopefully that'll turn around. And yeah, funny enough, one more thing I'll add. I did a little model. I don't know how Rory won here. So like what was it, 4 years ago? He's like seventh in my model. This course on paper should not fit Rory at all. I know it's a weak field, but like distance is not big here from what I mean, the comps are what? River Highlands. What else did I use?
I heard Southwind was a big one.
River Highlands, Sedgefield. I think
Spieth's ground later this year.
Yeah, exactly. Like this course does not fit Rory. I don't know how he won here. I mean, he is very good, obviously, but he's like seventh in my model. So Rye, Connors, Nick Taylor are my picks this week.
Well, was it a different golf course?
It was, but he did win here. He's won it like 2 of the last 3 years. He won here though. I'm sure he won here.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I'll carry over. Corey Connors playing well. One of the course comps that I saw was Southwind, and he's played well there recently as well. Tommy Fleetwood, runner up here last year, lost to Nick Taylor, I believe. And so I kind of think Tommy's due. He's been playing pretty solid golf, and it would be funny if his first PGA Tour win was not on American soil. So playing him this week. And then Sam Burns, because I haven't used him yet, and he's not playing great, but it kind of feels like I weirdly feel like he's just going to be fine. The approach play was pretty good in his last start. He just didn't putt, which for him is very not common. So we'll see. Big name. Maybe he can thrust up the leaderboard.
Well said.
Yeah, I have no reason or rhyme as to why my picks are why they are.
You have a large
Kevin
lead
Yu.
anyway. I mean,
Kevin Yu. I was just looking at the board and I was like, Kevin Yu, ASU grad, why not?
go Devils.
Yes, go Devils. And then Fleetwood and Noren because I'm an Elise merchant and those were on our card. So, those are my picks this week.
Yeah, I was looking at Norn. And have I used Norn yet?
Yeah. He's just
Yeah,
playing so well. He's playing so well.
Yeah. So looking here, it's quite interesting. Bob has used by far the least amount of players. I'm second least, and Dan's used the most.
Bob's also missed 2 weeks.
He has, and he's still up 3.6.
What can I say? I'm an Elise merchant. Not gonna hide behind it.
We were talking to Elise though. I think you've done a lot of it without Elise though. I think
that's true. That's not, last year I was really in Elise.
The only guy that we had, that you had that we really thought was like an Elise merchant play was Batia at Valero. Everything else has been pretty chalky.
That's true. That's true.
Relatively speaking.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we have anything else?
No, I think I got through all my optimistic notebook. So
yes.
I'm excited for Memorial and excited to see, a close triple-double leaderboard after this week.
It's not a signature.
Good things are coming. Stay positive, folks. I really believe.
Yeah. No, I will say I'm cautiously optimistic about Memorial because I mean, if like all the courses left this year, it's probably the one that fits him kinda. Because if he drives it well, like in theory, like just make pars and he'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll gain a big advantage out there. Yeah.
So I'm cautious. I'm not expecting much, but like he should play decently there if he just doesn't, miss every single green with an iron.
And I will say, I'm somewhat in the area. It has been relatively dry. So Memorial, I'm hoping they don't go
single-digit winner.
Yes, I'm hoping they keep it very much difficult.
We know Mr. Nicholas likes it hard. So
yes. Yes.
So have that going for us. But so we'll be what do we have, a 3-week stretch coming up? Start next week? Or is it 4? 3?
Just 3.
3. And then we'll have Bob on site at 2. Dan and I might be on site at 1.
Well, my entire family is going to Memorial.
So Bob's got boots on the ground technically in 3.
I decided it would not be smart for me physically to go to 3 straight events. I'd be destroyed.
Are they flying to Memorial or?
Yeah, it actually works. My brother's going with a few friends.
I was gonna say
my dad's got a work conference there that worked out pretty nice. And obviously my family has big connections to the event. So
you're gonna be tired come.
Dude, when I did I only went to 4 days at the Travelers 2 years ago, and I was dead after those 2 weeks. The US
What's
Open.
The plan this year? Are you coming all 4 days or
for what?
For River Islands?
Oh, I plan to be there Wednesday through Sunday this year.
Okay. So you got the Pro-Am and everything. That's awesome.
Yep. And then I'll be there Tuesday through Sunday at the US Open.
Cool. Whew, that's a lot of days coming up.
A lot of golf.
That's awesome though. Hopefully you go get that meetup at the US Open.
Yes.
That's still in the air.
Yes. Perfect.
So we'll see.
All right. Yeah. We'll see you next week for Memorial.
For sure.
Yes.
Take care, everyone.
Peace.